as you believe in a Wakanda, scammers will abound. I know, being in this space of community building, specifically for Black women, that I am surrounded by a proliferation of scammers. Whether it's for-profit, non-profit, the church, they're everywhere. So I'm very aware of that. And one thing that I've learned and how it's easy to spot them is that they never, 10 out of 10, 100% of the time, they never have proof of concept of what they're doing. But yet and still they're asking for money from you. Oh, we're going to get to Dr. Umar, because that's someone we need to talk about on this channel, and HBCUs and other proliferations of this. Is they're selling you a dream about something, but they haven't even proven that they can build it.
We can all get into this group. We can all donate what we have to donate on a monthly basis. And then basically we can have a CEO, we can have a CMO, and we can have a CFO that's in charge of leading the groups with the initiatives, right? We could have bi-weekly, monthly calls in regards to where we stand with our goals. So, okay, guys, we want a Black-owned grocery store in Los Angeles, built and developed, August 2025. This is where we stand. This is how much we have funded. This is what's needed. This is where we are in the process. And we just go from there. And so we can just kind of congregate. And then on top of that, in this group, we could also just have a massive directory of Black-owned businesses. So that means that everyone that joins this group swears off of purchasing from these large corporations. I'm talking Black-owned coffee brands, clothing, everything you guys can think of, toiletries, like down to everything, like body washes, everything we use and consume on a daily basis. It is no longer purchased from these large corporations. It is purchased from one another. And I think that we can create so much wealth amongst ourselves just by strictly swearing off of supporting large corporations and only supporting one another, and also congregating to create our own agenda. Now, I know that there have been people who have tried to do this before in the past, and I know that we struggle as a community to trust one another. I don't really care about all that right now. However, after days and days and days of reflection, I have made the tough decision to fully dissolve BP 2025 holistically.
So for these two particular cases, immediately when I saw both of these videos, when I saw Black Project 2025, I was like, that's already going nowhere. Because the thing about Project 2025 itself, the original, they were not advertising this online at all. They already had the Heritage Foundation. They were doing this behind closed doors. So if you're going to be doing something like that, you would need to be starting a foundation and working with the network that you have. Or if you're going to be networking for it, you're networking on something else, not the eventual goal of what you're trying to do. You're just starting with some basic things that we all understand and that the group aligns with, basically. And then when you get behind closed doors, you can have those detailed conversations to come up with something like a Project 2025. So I already knew it had no legs before it even started the race.
Manifesting a Lamborghini is crazy work when you are not answering people's questions about where did that $100,000 go. Now Todd fell down a rabbit hole of Black Project 2025. Now back in November, Anaya, who runs this ad agency called Media Buying Besties, and she started this project titled Black Project 2025. And it was supposed to be in stark contrast to what Project 2025 was getting ready to do in the White House. And in one of her initial videos, she had created this link where people could sign up. And at the time, this was taken, about 4,700 members had signed up, which is pretty amazing. Now after Anaya got a project off the ground, her and somebody by the name of Alana Banks had organized this GoFundMe, which had raised about $103,000. So after that occurred, everybody knew that this project was getting ready to take off. Now while organizing this project and getting the group members to sign up, they then launched their Discord server as well as a website. And on that website, these are all the job listings, roughly around 20 of them, that they had open to help people start to initiate this Black Project 2025 project. Now, of course, all the roles are volunteer roles, which is totally fine because this is a new project getting off the ground. Now, at the time of launching those job listings, the Discord server, as well as organizing all the people who signed up, they also launched a LinkedIn, and they only have 2 members listed as active employees for the Project 2025 project. Now, fast forward to January 20th of this year, and the organizer, Anaya, the one who began Black Project 2025, introduces something called KIN.
It is our very own BP 2025 cryptocurrency that's going to not only allow us to power our mission, but also allow you to invest in an asset that can grow in value as our awareness does.
Baby, as soon as she announced that cryptocurrency, she had sent the internet up in smoke because ain't nobody asked for no cryptocurrency. And after she had launched the cryptocurrency, that's when people started to separate a little bit from Black Project 2025 because they were like, we thought we were doing community organizing in order to be able to get Black focused agendas basically into Washington.
Series that we are going to start on this channel. I know, being in the space of community building, I am surrounded by scammers, and there's a proliferation of them in this downturn of an economy and just hard times for people, that I am very aware that if you need a history lesson, we need to give you one. Beyond just the most recent events that have happened this year. This has been going on for decades, my dear. Decades. So if you need a history lesson, I will be providing that on this channel.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Introduction to African American Studies for the spring semester. My name is Dr. Leah Barlow. It is cold outside, but I really wanted to quickly get on and just show my face, introduce myself, share a little bit about me and the course ahead of your homework being due tomorrow and whatever else I post over the remaining of the semester.
Then we get to this HillmanTok drama. This literally, I was on TikTok when this video came across my For You page, and literally, it's just like, oh, I have homework? Like, it was really fun to experience that initially, and then, of course, people take it way too far, and they start trademarking things, start creating logos, and then gatekeeping, or just straight up policing people in a way that, like, you didn't start anything, to a place where a lot of these people didn't end up finishing these classes. They may have posted a few of these classes but never finished them. There might have been a few that did, but honestly, after it kind of divulged to this, like, really just messy place, I just kind of made sure that stopped being on my For You page. Like, stop putting this on my For You page.
Dang, it's only been about 2 weeks and already HillmanTok is in shambles. Now, if y'all don't know what's going on with HillmanTok, let me get you up to speed, honey, because the tea is good. So if y'all didn't know, our good spiritual sis right here, Jasmine, is hosting a mixer in Atlanta for the HillmanTok and HillmanTok University branch and everything associated with bringing together community for this online university. Now, after about a week of Jasmine promoting the mixer, promoting how to sign up, where to get your passes from, and where to get your tickets and where to send donations, she was met with some, I would say, a little bit of hostility from the HillmanTok staff. She produced a video, and I don't really know what her name is, but she apparently is one of the co-founders of HillmanTok University. And listen in on what she had to say.
The founder of HillmanTok, Sierra, Cosmic, the actual founder of HillmanTok. I think you got your information wrong, and I don't want you to feel disrespected. So I wanted to formally invite you to come on over, since you self-appointed yourself as the chair of social interactions, or I might have gotten your information or your title wrong. I saw that you were on our page, lurking getting to know some of our staff. I saw that you got Percy's message, and I thought that, your idea was wonderful. It's a shame that you haven't actually returned any of our messages.
On Jasmine's video, she goes on to say, well, she did reach out to you guys, but then your page got hacked. Like, your... Are we on the same plan? Your page was hacked, which I'm sure tons of other professors or individuals who wanted to volunteer to work with HillmanTok were probably trying to reach out to you, but somehow none of the staff members knew how to protect the password, child. But she goes on.
Would love to work things out before you continue to use the HillmanTok name.
And that's where it all fizzles out. Now, this co-founder explicitly states, I would like to work with you, Jasmine, before you go on to continue to use the HillmanTok name. Because of that idle threat about using the name, Jasmine and her Mixer event went ahead and dropped the HillmanTok name from their Mixer event. Is that they say, well, nobody actually owns the name.
HillmanTok's not something owned by any one person. It's a growing community of people representing and shaping this movement.
Deja Moss does. Latasha Giles. The co-founder knew exactly what she was saying when she told Jasmine if she wanted to continue using the name. She knew.
HillmanTok was going downhill when they decided to brand it. This was literally just people getting online and teaching you the things they know. Now, granted, it started by complete accident. It was a professor that was getting on TikTok to just talk to her students, which, in one way, why were you on TikTok trying to do that? WTF, we really don't know the answer to that. You could have been doing that anywhere else, like literally anywhere else, like Snapchat or something. But it might have been she really didn't know about the algorithm and the For You page on TikTok and, a lot of crazy things. So I will say that. But they took what one professor was trying to do for her class of, I think, like 30 or 40 students and tried to replicate it as, oh, we're going to make it a university. I'm like, universities have to be accredited, right? For your academics. This was just supposed to be fun. It's no different than anyone that's doing a cooking profile and they're teaching you their different recipes, or someone that's, doing crafting and they're showing you how to knit. It's no different than those things, but it's no different than those things. They're just moving in the realm of academia or knowledge sharing. That was really pretty much it. And these people took it to this level that it didn't need to be. So I knew when I saw the branding and all of this extra ish that doesn't matter. Like, they were out here branding for resident advisors. Excuse me? You don't even have housing. You don't have a physical location. You don't have accreditation. You have nothing. At the same time of them trying to do HillmanTok University is the same time that we are constantly hearing about how underfunded HBCUs are. So if you were truly that serious about education, Black education specifically, you would have been putting money together to be giving money to the National Negro College Fund, or you would be giving it directly to certain HBCUs and giving a direct gift to them. Don't get preyed upon and scammed by these people for your vulnerabilities of wanting what everybody else has, which is community, where you get to move into an area that is Black owned. You can live, work, and shop with Black folks. It's small, incremental, progressive steps. It's not going to be overnight success. It's not going to be a YouTube video. It's not going to be any of those things, my dear. It's going to be someone in real life that you meet is doing this thing, and you're going to have to network and be in those spaces to go there. It's not going to be a power brunch or a power luncheon. It's going to be something that you come across organically, because what we have to contend with as Black people is how much crabs in the bucket mentality exists out here, that you would not be allowed to put this online. You wouldn't be allowed to really share this with too many people, and it would have to be an organic word of mouth. Do not put this online. In fact, you probably have to have a strong NDA around this, that we have to carefully vet every single person who wants to be involved. So I'm not in disillusion of what's going to happen here for us to be successful, just off the treacherous nature of what's happening around all these scams that are happening and will continue to happen moving forward. So don't be preyed upon.
Thank you so much for watching to the end. Feel free to click around and watch something else. But until then, I'll catch you in the next one, or we'll connect in Discord. Until then, bye.